Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Ed Barra from Pencil First Games, looking at a prototype for Skulk Hollow.
Skulk Hollow.
Which we have cover artwork
Yes.
for.
Or at least a logo / cover artwork.
Yes.
Something close to that.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
But what is this game?
Well, so Skulk Hollow is easily the coolest game I've ever worked on.
Okay.
And I'm working on this with Keith Matejka, who did the solo versions for Herbaceous and Sunset Over Water, and we've role player and all that. And so in Skulk Hollow, this is a 2-player asymmetric game where one player is a gigantic guardian beast. This is Grak, but there's Raptora and Tanthos and other big ones you can select. But you're going to just select one.
Okay.
And the other is a band of Foxen heroes.
Okay.
King, archer, knights, that kind of thing. And it's one versus many, where we have one player playing a massive creature and the other one playing a whole group of Foxen heroes. And they get summoned into play, and there's more of them. But what's super awesome about this game is as we're moving, and it's a multi-selection action cards where you decide whether you want to move or use your ability, really nicely balanced. But as we move around and as we start combat, fighting, each Guardian is using their abilities to smash or gaze or throw or knock around different creatures. Like the tentacle guy uses his tentacle, Raptora does other things. But the Foxes actually pull a little Shadow of the Colossus moment here where they actually jump up and start traversing the Guardian.
Okay.
So as you're playing, they need to move through and around his body, damaging his different locations.
Okay.
And so the awesome dynamic of this game is as Foxes are climbing on this monster, he's trying to throw them to the ground, get them off, but if they take out a location, he loses that ability, or she, whatever Grak is. And so there's this sort of constant disabling of I'm way stronger than all the little ones, but disabling those abilities while trying to take you out. And it just drives to this really thematic, evocative climax where he's about to die, and the Foxes are firing away, and they've come onto the board, and as they get summoned, more of them are brought on. I know this might not be exactly on camera, but more are brought into play, and they all have different symbols. So when he kills that knight, who's this one, he damages that knight, he's going to kill this one. So they all have personality as they come in and play.
Right.
It plays in 30 minutes. There are multiple leaders on the Foxen side, the king, the queen, the princess, and the prince, all of which give that side different dynamics based on which leader they pick, because they're only going to have one. And all of the different, I don't know where I'm going. Is that all of the different creatures have different abilities and just awesome.
That's right, and different ways to win.
Yeah, they all have their own deck and their own and different ways to win. So the Foxes have to defeat the Guardian, knock out all its hit points.
Okay.
But the Guardian can either have their own win condition, which in the case of Grak is just kill 8 Foxes or knock them out. But in the case of or take out the king. So the king, who was here, the king leapt on to Grak, which does happen sometimes.
Very bold.
Yeah. Yes. If the hero's taken out, the Foxes lose, sort of like chess. So there's a little bit of this protect the king, move around, but sometimes the king just goes crazy and tries to take the final shot out, and it's super awesome. It's super awesome.
Okay. All right. Release? Obviously, this is not published yet.
Not published yet. This will be a Kickstarter, probably in the Q3 portion of this year. We'll be doing Herbaceous Sprouts first, and then working through it. But we're super excited. Development's moving along, and it's a lot of fun to play.
All right. Thank you very much for the overview. We have to cover again Skulk Hollow. Thank you, Ed.
Awesome.